Uh, Welcome students in this lecture. Now we are already studied the two main physical properties of the group of elements 16, 17 and 18. Now the third physical property is the electronegativity. About the atomic and ionic size and ionization enthalpy, we already speak about that. Now let us study the electronegativity. In 11th standard you know the electronegativity. Electronegativity is nothing but it is the tendency, it is not the power. Ionization enthalpy is the power to attract the electrons towards itself. But electronegativity is only tendency of some elements which are most electronegative, that means which have the most electron attraction. Why they have the most electron attraction? Because their outermost shell contains 6 or 7 electrons into their last orbital, so they only wants 1 or 2 electrons to complete their outermost electronic configuration as that of the inert gases. So electronegativity is the tendency of some elements only, and especially these 16 and 17 elements have the large electronegativity value because their outermost shell contains 6 and 7 electrons into their outermost orbit, and so they only require 1 or 2 electron to complete their octet. Now in the all the periodic table, fluorine is the most electronegative element. In all the elements, 118 elements, fluorine have that is the highest value of electronegativity. In magnitude it is about 4 unit, and after that oxygen is there. So in the 16th group, oxygen is the most electronegative element, and in the 17th group, that is the halogen family, fluorine is the most electronegative element. And generally in all the periods, fluorines have the 17 group elements have the large value of electronegativity. As we go from left to right in the period, the 17th family element, that is the halogen family elements, have the highest value of electronegativity. That means in the period, electronegativity increases from left to right as the atomic number increases up to the 17th family. And there is no question of the 18 group element because their outermost electronic configuration is already completed. They have zero attraction towards the electron. They have no any attraction towards the electron, and therefore group 18 elements do not have any value of electronegativity. Remember that. So in all groups, that is 16, 17, 18, electronegativity decreases down the group. If we speak about the group, then the electronegativity value decreases from top to bottom, because what is the reason behind that? As we go from top to bottom, the mass number and the atomic number increases, and similarly the number of shells are also increases, that means size increases. As size increases, what happened? The attraction of the nucleus towards the outermost electron decreases, and attraction decreases, that means there is the screening effect between the outermost shell and nucleus is there, and so due to that, as the size increases from top to bottom, the electronegativity value to attract the electron towards the atom also decreases, and therefore the electronegativity value decreases from top to bottom. But in the period, electronegativity value increases from left to right. Now oxygen have the highest value of electronegativity, which is next to the fluorine. That means fluorine is the most electronegative, and after that oxygen is the electronegative element, and then that is chlorine, bromine, iodine. In this way all the halogens are there. Halogens have very high electronegativity value, and fluorine is the most electronegative element in the periodic table. Now fourth property, physical property of these groups 16, 17 and 18 group elements is the electron gain enthalpy. That means electron gain enthalpy means to attract the electron, to accommodate the electron directly into the outermost shell. That is the electron gain enthalpy. Now tendency to gain the electron is called as the electron gain enthalpy. In group 16 and 17, electron gain enthalpy becomes less negative down the group. That means the less negative means slightly positive electron gain enthalpy from top to bottom in the group of all these three group elements 16, 17 and 18. And oxygen have the less negative electron gain enthalpy than the sulfur. Sulfur have somewhat more electron gain enthalpy, more negative electron gain enthalpy, and oxygen have the less negative electron gain enthalpy due to its small atomic size. That means oxygen can accommodate electron easily due to the small size, but sulfur have the large size, so it require that is the electron gain enthalpy of sulfur is more electronegative, remember that, than the oxygen. In group 17, chlorine has the less electron gain enthalpy because chlorine also have the small size than that of the chlorine. And group 18 elements, noble gases have no tendency to gain electron because of their stable electronic configuration. So they have the large positive electron gain. If we want to introduce the electron into the noble gases, very high enthalpy electron gain enthalpy, positive electron gain enthalpy is required, and that is about these two properties. Now let us see the next property. Now see the physical properties of group 16, 17 and 18 elements. Now first let us see the physical properties of group 16 elements. This group is also called as the oxygen family. Group 16 elements are also called as oxygen family or chalcogenes, that is the mineral forming. The name chalcogenes means mineral forming. Now oxygen is the gas. Now we are seeing only the physical property. Physical properties are about only the color, its physical state, its melting point, boiling point, density, etc. comes into the physical property. After the physical property, we have to study the chemical property of all these group elements. And in chemical property, there are the reactions are there with, that is the oxygen, with air, or with oxidizing acids, or with non-oxidizing acid, or with alkalis. What happen of these elements we will see later. Now first see the physical properties only. So oxygen is a gas. The physical state of oxygen at room temperature, it is gas. And other elements, sulfur, tellurium, selenium, etc. And that is the polonium, all are solid state of this group. Now oxygen and sulfur are non-metals. We know that oxygen is the gas. Though sulfur is the solid, but it is non-metal. It is not metal. But selenium and tellurium are the metalloids. That means they are showing the properties of metals as well as non-metals also. So they are called as the metalloids. And polonium is totally metal, and which is the radioactive metal having the half-life period of 13.8 days. That means 13 days and 8, that is hours into that. 13.8 days is the half-life period of the polonium, which is the radioactive element. The melting and boiling point of all these 16 group elements increases from top to bottom into the group due to the increase in the atomic number and atomic mass. And all the 16 group elements show especially allotropy. That means there are the different physical forms of these 16 group elements. For example, sulfur have the allotropes as the rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur, colloidal sulfur. Now these are the allotropes of the sulfur. And this selenium and tellurium also show the allotropy. You know that allotropy is nothing but having the that is chemical properties are same. They are the different forms of the same element. Only there is the appearance that is the looks have different into the allotropy. Now come to the physical properties of 17 group elements. Now in 17 groups there are the fluorine and iodine and bromine. All the halogens comes there into the 17 group elements. Now into that fluorine and chlorine are gases. Bromine is the orange liquid, red liquid, and iodine is somewhat violet solid at room temperature. So the fluorine have the yellow color, chlorine have pale greenish color, chlorine gas have the pale greenish color, bromine which is the liquid, non-metal which have the red color, iodine has the violet crystals, shining crystals of iodine are there, and all these are the non-metals. Only the astatine, the last element of this group, is the radioactive metal. And fluorine and chlorine reacts with the water. They are water soluble, they react with water. But bromine and iodine are only sparingly soluble, that is less soluble into the water, and they may be soluble into the organic solvents such as carbon tetrachloride, carbon disulfide, and some hydrocarbons are there. Into that these bromine and iodines are very good soluble, and the bond dissociation energy have this order. That means chlorine bond dissociation energy is greater as compared to bromine, and after that there is the fluorine bond dissociation energy, and very less bond dissociation energy is required to break the iodine bond between the two atoms, because the atomic size increases, so the bond dissociation energy also, that is the increases. Now I think here is the somewhat printing mistake will be there into this, because fluorine atom into fluorine molecule very large dissociation bond dissociation energy required, because fluorine have very large tendency to of electronegativity, and the bond cannot be break so easily. So this is the order of bond dissociation energy as shown into the into that. Now they have given us here bond dissociation enthalpy of fluorine is lower than that of the chlorine. Why? Fluorine now yes, that is the correct that is bond dissociation energy order, because in mistake question they ask us the question, the bond dissociation enthalpy of fluorine is lower than that of the chlorine. Why? And the reason is that fluorine has small atomic size and then the chlorine, and the lone pairs on each fluorine atom in fluorine molecule are so close together that they strongly repel each other. So repulsion is more in case of fluorine atoms in the fluorine molecule, and makes the FF bond weak than that of the Cl-Cl bond, and thus it requires the less amount of energy to break the fluorine atom as compared to break the chlorine atom in the chlorine molecule. In chlorine molecule, the lone pair on each chlorine atom at a larger distance and repulsion is negligible, and therefore chlorine bond is comparatively stronger than the fluorine bond, and therefore the bond dissociation energy of fluorine is lower than that of the chlorine. That is the reason, that is lone pair repulsion is the reason, that is why the fluorine have the less bond dissociation energy than the chlorine. Do you understand? That means to break the fluorine bond, large energy is required as compared to break the fluorine bond, because in fluorine the lone pairs are very close to each other, they repel. As electrons are near, they repel, and therefore very less energy is required to break the fluorine bond. And after that there is the iodine. Now this is the bond dissociation order. Now let us see the physical properties of the group 18 elements, that is the noble gases. Noble gases are always, they are the monoatomic. That means the atoms of the noble gases are the molecules. That means there are no molecules in noble gases, only atom. Why? Because their outermost shell is completed, so no two atoms can combine to form the molecule. So noble gases are monoatomic. That means only one atom of the noble gases in their one molecule. The noble gases are sparingly soluble in water. That means very less soluble in water. They have very low melting point and boiling points. Helium has the lowest boiling point in all the elements. The boiling point of helium is very lowest, very less. Now let us see the anomalous behavior of oxygen, which is the group 16 element, oxygen. Now it have totally anomalous behavior. Anomalous means abnormal, different than their family members. Now in group 16, which are the elements? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Now all into that oxygen behave somewhat differently, abnormally. Oxygen has somewhat totally different property than its group member. Why this is? Now this is due to its very small size of the oxygen atom. Now if we speak about the atomicity, oxygen is the diatomic molecule. That means only two atoms of oxygen combine and form the oxygen molecule. But the other elements are polyatomic. For example, sulfur. In sulfur molecule, 8 sulfur atoms are there. You know that the shape of the sulfur molecule is somewhat, that is like the crown of the queen. Now this is somewhat the shape of the sulfur. Now here on the corners of this crown, there are the sulfur atoms. Now count the sulfur atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 sulfur atom form the sulfur molecule. Remember that sulfur molecule have the crown shape. Now about the magnetic property, what is there? Now in 11th standard we see this in the molecular orbital theory, that oxygen is the paramagnetic molecule, but others are the diamagnetic molecule elements in the group 16 element. Because why oxygen is paramagnetic? There are the unpaired electron into the oxygen molecule, and due to that oxygen is paramagnetic, while other elements are the diamagnetic. That means their electrons are paired. Now third is the anomalous behavior of this oxygen is that oxygen only show the -2, -1 and +2 oxidation state. The higher oxidation states of oxygen are not there because oxygen have the atomic number 8. So there is no d orbital in oxygen, and due to the absence of the d orbital, the higher oxidation state of oxygen do not show the higher oxidation state as that of the +4 or +6. But the other elements of this group 16 show the oxidation states such as -2, +2, +4 and +6. That means they can form such that is the compounds in which other elements have the +6 oxidation state even into that. Now let us see the again about the its nature to form the hydrides. Now oxygen, the hydrides of oxygen, that is the water, is the liquid at room temperature, while the hydrides of the other group members of the 16 groups are gases. They are not the liquid. Hydride of oxygen is the liquid, and you know the hydride of oxygen is the water. But the other elements of this group, selenium, sulfur, tellurium, polonium, show the hydrides in the gaseous state, not in the liquid state. Common covalency of oxygen is 2. Oxygen have the valency 2. In rare cases it is 4. But for the other members of this group 16, the covalency can be exceed 4 also. That means the valency of the other elements of this group is 4, but oxygen show the commonly the 2 valency. Then again the other anomalous behavior of this oxygen, all these are the anomalous behavior. But why the anomalous behavior? What is the reason? I told you already that due to the small size of the oxygen molecule, high electronegativity value in its group, and absence of d orbital. All the members of this group have the d orbital, only oxygen do not have the d orbital. Oxygen have the electronegativity value more and the atomic size is less in case of oxygen. Now let us see the anomalous behavior of that of the fluorine.